Hey everyone, welcome back to another Just for Today daily reading by me. I'm John Clayton. I'm a recovering drug addict and alcoholic, and I've been clean and sober since February 21st, 2021. And well, today's kind of a special day. It's my day of birth today, April 19th. Yeah, I'm supposedly, well, once upon a time I was considered to be last of the Aries, but then over the years, for some reason, some instances it seemed to been on the 20th, whereas technically it's been the 19th my entire life. So I don't know how I have memories of then trying to say April 20th was last of the Aries when it's not. It's actually the 19th. Yeah, so wow. So I haven't been much. I've been online a little bit today. A few people have wished me a happy birthday online. People who know me online. Well, people who I get to know of me online. It's not like I really. Well, I don't feel like I really collab with anybody. I'd like to, and I'm working on trying to stretch myself out that way to other creators and to just to be part of a other communities, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so April 19th, I turned 54 today. It's insane to think about that, turning 54. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to make it to 54. Mind you, I didn't think I was going to make it to 50. But 50 is how old I was when I finally gave up the dope. And now it's another 4 years later, and my mom was 49 when she passed away, and I figured that if I outlive her, then I most likely will outlive my biological father, who, if I'm not mistaken, lived until he was about 80 or 81. I didn't have much of a relationship with him, but I wish that was different. Okay, so April 19th. Footwork. So many times addicts have sought the rewards of hard work without the labor. Basic text, page 33. When we first came to NA, some of us wanted everything, and right away. We wanted the serenity, the cars, the happy relationships, the friends, the closeness with our sponsor. All of the things other people had gotten after months and years of working the steps and living life on life's terms. We learned the hard way that serenity comes only from working the steps. A new car comes from showing up on the job every day and trying to practice these principles in all our affairs, including our employment. Healthy relationships come as a result of lots of hard work and a new willingness to communicate. Friendships with our sponsor comes as a result of reaching out during the good times as well as the bad. In Narcotics Anonymous, we had found the path to a better way of life. To reach out to reach our destination, however, we must do the footwork. Just for today, I want a better life. I will make an investment of what I want. I find out how to get it, talk with my sponsor about it, and do the necessary footwork. Yeah, well, that's a really good reading today. And it's interesting, the whole idea of living life on life's terms, because For the last just over 4 years, that's exactly what I've been doing for the first time in my life, is living life on life's terms, taking my life, being accountable for my life and how and what I do in it, for taking responsibility for myself for once in my life. So all these things, that I'm doing to try and change my life and to better my life, and as the footwork, as they put it. It hasn't been an easy road, and I've hit one hardship after another since I've been clean and sober. And I guess the real difference is that if I was still in my active addiction, then, well, for one, none of it again would be dealt with, and two, I'd probably still be on the street or back on the street. And and as I pointed out at the beginning of this video, I turned 54 today, you know, and the fact that for pretty well close to 50 of the first 50 of my years of my life, and being in active addiction, and the footwork today for me is just trying to figure out how to live life on life's terms. And thank God, I've lost that desire to use, because, I've had some pretty rough days. Not where I felt like I was going to break down and use, but because, using just isn't an option anymore. And the fact that, I don't want to die, and, I want, you know, I want my life to have meaning when I'm on my death, when I'm on my deathbed. That sounds weird to say, or to hear me constantly say it, but I think about it all the time. And everybody I ever grew up with, whether it be celebrity wise, and obviously, getting older is all part of life, but everybody also who I know of who's either dying or dead, or and it's like as we all get older together, and then so what, every 100 years or so, it's like there's a new set of people in the world. Maybe some are related to the previous 100 years, but yeah, I don't really know where I was going with that. But anyway, happy birthday to me today. I appreciate every one of you. If nobody's told you today that they love you, well, I love you, and thank you for joining me today on my birthday. And hopefully, I'll still be doing this. Well, of course I will be. I was gonna say hopefully I'm still doing this next year on my birthday, but if I give up, then I'm not gonna have succession. If I'm not going to succeed in life. So giving up is also not an option. Using drugs is not an option. Drinking alcohol is not an option. Figuring out how to live, especially by myself, is the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. And to be okay in my own skin while doing it, that's a first for me as well. Or else I wouldn't be able to do it. Because I never used to like who I was as a person, and I like who I'm becoming today. I just wish I knew what direction I was heading in. And I'm still trying to figure that out. So anyway, again on that note, thank you for joining me. If no one's told you today that they love you, well, I love you, and we will see you again real soon. Okay, thanks. Bye for now.